Hey all, welcome to ShareTrack. This is Raj here, and it's been a wonderful day in the market today, especially for the FANG investors, thanks to Meta. And I, for one, am so happy looking at all the green charts. It's been a long time. It's like a wanderer in a desert coming across an oasis. So I'm going to enjoy this while I can. Let's take a look at some of the news from Editas as well and the state of the market before we end this video. But before we start, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It helps the channel. And with that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. First, let me admire how well the market has performed for me today from a FANG perspective. And those of you who have FANG stocks, you would have had a great day today, and potentially tomorrow also looks good at this point of time. My holdings of FNGU, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, and Google are all looking good and better. Let's take a quick look at the price charts to admire this rare occurrence before I talk about the news from Editas. I'm even more thrilled about Amazon because of the cloud revenues, and it exceeded the revenue estimate by $3.1 billion and came in at $127.4 billion for the first quarter of 2023. Well, friends, here we are in the TradingView platform, and I'm going to start with the NASDAQ futures, which have just now slipped into a slight red, minus 0.09%. So still, we are on a bullish context, so I won't worry too much about it. If you can see this bullish channel out here on which we have been riding. And then let's go on to the indicators, and we can see that QQQ has done very well, 2.72% jump, and VIX is also below 20, so we are good out there. And now I'm going on to technology, where I'm going to talk about FNGU, that is microsector FANG index, 3x leverage. It contains all FANG stocks. It has done very well. It has gone up 11.30% today. It went up yesterday also quite smartly. And then Microsoft also went up 3.2%. Look at the jump out here. There's a huge gap up which has to be filled up. But still, the context is still bullish because of this bullish channel on which it is riding. It's way above there. So even if it comes down and fills up this gap, it will still be above the bull channel. So I'm not worried about Microsoft. Amazon has done very well, 4.61% out here. I'm thrilled about Amazon because of the cloud revenues, and they exceeded the revenue estimate by 3.1 billion and came in at 127.4 billion for the first quarter of 2023. And I'm going to next look at our Google, because Google is up 3.75, even though it has been a bit sluggish compared to Microsoft. Still, 3.75 is nothing to sneeze at. And let's look at Apple, which has done very well. And if you recollect, we had done the cup and handle target earlier, which we have exceeded since then. And now we are on a bull channel out here. In my opinion, this is a bull channel. I'm going to color this into a green color to show that it's a bull channel out here. And just pull this down here, push it a little forward so that it can have two contact points, 3. So this is the steep bull channel. It's at almost 45 degrees. So I'm happy with that. It's okay. Let's go on to our genomic shares. And in genomics, I've sorted this according to the winners. Invitae is up 5.43%. IMATIX is up 3.64%. Editas is up 1.52%. Friends, I have some news for you on Editas. The news from Editas is that they said today that the US FDA granted its Orphan Drug Designation to EDIT-301, which is an investigational gene editing medicine for the treatment of sickle cell disease. EDIT-301 was already granted this designation for 2 other indications, that is beta thalassemia and rare pediatric disease designation, and for both beta thalassemia and sickle cell disease. So today's new designation that it has got is for Orphan Drug Designation for EDIT-301, and that's for sickle cell disease. So it's accumulating all these privileges from FDA, which is going to help it out. But overall, I think this year I do not see any approval coming in for Editas from FDA. So the progress is likely to be sluggish from a share price perspective, in my opinion. EDIT-301 is currently being investigated in a clinical study in patients with severe sickle cell disease and transfusion-dependent beta thalassemia. Editas Medicine said it's on track to dose 20 patients in the sickle cell trial by year end. So before year end, we are not going to see any movement as such. So this is the best news that we could have for Editas. Next, I would like to go on to CRISPR Therapeutics, which has got a gain of 0.95. It's got a small doji candle out here, and it's got this support at 47.88. And MACD is just about turning into the bearish side, and momentum is just above average. So I don't know what it's going to do. We have got earnings coming up on the 23rd of May. And if you had seen my earlier video, I think a couple of days ago, I made a video on CRISPR Therapeutics and what to expect. I'm very optimistic about CRISPR Therapeutics. They have a lot of opportunities to deliver some good news. It could be either about exa-cel, or it could be about CTX110 or CTX130 or 112. So they have a whole lot of prospects of giving us some bullish catalyst. If any of that comes in, then we are jumping up again. And also the price target is generally around $75 for CRISPR Therapeutics in the long term. So there is plenty of gain to be made, but the question is when. Next, we go on to Fate Therapeutics. And Fate Therapeutics had a minor gain of 0.34. Fate Therapeutics has been consolidating for quite a while. Its last earnings, it had 32.75% positive surprise on EPS, even though the EPS was a loss, but loss came lesser than expected. And in case of revenue, it reported a revenue of 44.35 million as against an expectation of 17.88 million, outperforming by 148%. And now we are expecting earnings from them per share, a loss of minus 0.60 or minus 0.61 cents. And we are also looking at a revenue estimate of 33.529 million. And let us see if they are able to exceed this expectation, which could be a powerful factor. And therefore, this stock, I think at this point of time, is a bit risky, because if it does not meet those expectations, the share price could fall sharply. But if it did meet the expectation, it may go up. So again, my personal opinion, not financial advice. If I had Fate Therapeutics, I would try to sell a covered call, and at a decent level, so that if the share does move down, I can make some profit. And if it moves up, I would definitely have some profit booked. So that would be my approach. But again, personal advice, it's not financial advice. NTLA was up 0.17%, still getting support from this line here at 35.28. PSEB was up 0.10, but it's on a bear channel. It's already broken down below 10.37. So not looking great. Momentum is also down. MACD is also bearish. And then if you look at Bluebird Bio, it is a total neutral. I'm hoping that lovo-cel is going to make as good a traction as exa-cel from CRISPR Vertex. I think they are both neck to neck, and we should expect some good news by the year end. I think Bluebird has enough money to last until the end of the year, so they should be fine, and we should potentially recover. They got earnings coming up on 3rd May 2023. Hopefully we get some news about Skysona and some numbers from Zynteglo. Those things can cheer the market and push it up. The expectation is a loss of 31 cents per share and revenue of 6.30 million for the quarter. SQZ Biotech is down minus 0.02. I have given up on this company. And then if you look at Beam Therapeutics, it's down 0.16%, still getting support from this support line at 29.41. Verve was down minus 0.44%, and we have Schrödinger at minus 0.49% drop. However, Schrödinger is becoming stronger by the day. Earlier it was on a bull channel, which is marked by this diagonal green line, but now it has gone into a much sharper bull channel, and it's still got a lot of support available. And the MACD has turned bearish, but the momentum is still above average. It may be a losing session for another couple, but then it's likely to bounce off from either this bull channel or from this bull channel, one of the two. So we'll have to wait and see what happens out there. DNA is again sluggish, languishing at 0.84 cents. My main worry is that DNA might fall below $1 and get into the same problem that SQZ had and maybe attract a notice from NASDAQ. We'll see what happens out there. They have got some positive news from FDA recently, so I'm hoping that sooner rather than later the market notices that and things move up. Caribou Biosciences is down 1.65%. It has converted the minor support, which was at 4.17, into a minor line of resistance, and earnings are on 8th May. Allogene was down 2.03%, Bionanogenomics was down 2.94%, Illumina down 3.11%. I'll make a separate video on Illumina later on, but I'm just going to give you a very high-level feedback on what happened with Illumina. They reported better than expected adjusted EPS of 8 cents for the first quarter of 2023, beating consensus estimate by a significant margin. However, the bottom line decreased 92.5% from the same quarter a year ago when it was $1.07. The company's GAAP EPS, including one-time items, was 2 cents compared to 55 cents for the same quarter in the previous year. Suffice to say, the Grail worries and the board battles and other things are probably taking the focus out of Illumina, and the share has suffered. Of course, I'll bring you a separate video on Illumina later on today. At the time of recording this video, the NASDAQ future had moved down from a positive of 2.67 to a negative of 0.09%. So I'm hopeful that tomorrow by trading day open, things will get better. But anyway, I'm optimistic about FNGU and the FANG stocks. But given that they had such a sharp rally, there would be a bit of profit taking, a bit of consolidation before they move up further. I hope you guys have a good day today, and with that, I would like to bring this video to an end. I'll catch up with you again with a video on Illumina. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.